Hi, my name's Jordan Buhrs, and I'm going to be your host for the entire FIFA World Cup 2022. Before we dive into today's No House Advantage video, make sure you subscribe to the Odd Shoppers channel. We post daily predictions, previews, and No House Advantage videos every single day. Before we get into today's games, which are Ecuador versus Senegal, Netherlands versus Qatar, Iran versus USA, and Wales versus England, I do need to tell you a little bit about No House Advantage. Now, they have two types of contests over there. One, which allows you to pick over and unders and enter them into a GPP style tournament. The other, which we'll be talking about today, are props, over and under picks, which allow you to multiply your winnings up to 20x. All you have to do is use code STOCHASTIC to earn your first deposit bonus of up to $50. That's code STOCHASTIC to earn your first deposit bonus of up to $50. It'll also be linked in our description and pinned to the first comment. Now, I do need to show you a little bit about how No House Advantage works. For instance, if you pick 3 over, under, over, you can see that down at the bottom here, the multiplier goes up to 5x. What that's saying is that if you hit all 3 of these correctly, over, under, and over, if you put $100 in here, your payout would be $500. Obviously, if you selected more players, so another player would get you 11x, the next player would get you 21x. Obviously, the more players that you have, the more difficult it is to hit the multiplier. The less players that you have, the easier it is. So the games, like I said, that we'll be looking today is the first one, Senegal versus Ecuador. Now, this is an all-to-play-for type of game. Whoever wins this goes through in that second spot in Group A. Obviously, it also depends on if Netherlands win. If Netherlands win, they take top spot automatically. Now, to be honest with you, I don't see too many players that I like here. A lot of these players aren't starting, or even if they are starting, I don't expect them to play the full game. And then we've also been given weird passing odds over here. Like Casado, I would have appreciated if they had put the shots odds in. But for instance, Dia is the only one, or Dia is the only one that I've been really looking at. I do think Ecuador's defense is very, very good. We saw them keep a clean sheet against Qatar. They only let 1 goal in against Netherlands, but their attacking prowess has been very, very good lately. 2 goals past Qatar, and they got 1 against Netherlands, and Netherlands' defense is probably one of the best in the competition. However, Dia did impress me in the last game. He was in good positions on the pitch, and I would have liked to see a couple other options, but I think he's going to be our best option for this Senegal attack. So I think we're going to go for the over 0.5 shots on goal. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. It's going to be very defensive. It's a high-stakes game. Whoever wins does go through to the knockout stages. So these players are not going to want to concede goals, and I think it'll only be a 1 or 2 goal type of game. Then if we go down a little bit, our next player is out of the USA Iran game. But first, let me just chat about the Netherlands-Qatar game. There aren't really any players here that I like. Klaassen isn't going to start. Quipmeers isn't going to start. Lang isn't going to start. Simmons isn't going to start. Taylor isn't going to start. Blint, I don't like the passing stats. So they have given us a couple weird players here. Maybe keep your eye on the platform. If they bring in players like Memphis Depay, Bergwijn, then you're going to want to hit those overs for those type of players. I do think Netherlands are going to possess a lot of the ball here against this Qatar team. I don't think Qatar have a chance of scoring. So I do think Netherlands will keep a clean sheet there. Like I said, Netherlands are going to boss this game. I think they're going to end up winning a 2 or 3-0. And you do want some attacking Netherlands players in your multiplier over here. The problem is, like I said, these players aren't going to be starting this game. So I don't even know why they're on No House Advantage at the moment. So we're actually going to stay away from the Qatar-Netherlands game just because there aren't any good options for us to choose from here. Then, like I said, in the USA-Wales game, also a little bit weird. Aronson isn't going to start. Morris isn't going to start. Reina isn't going to start. The only 2 that are going to start, I think, from after looking at all the predicted lineups and who Greg Berhalter has been playing for the USA, Wright and Weir are only 2 options there. Now, obviously, we know Weir got the goal against Wales. However, he didn't really do much in the England game. Wright, he's gonna get into slightly better positions He has played 50 minutes total, but the predicted lineups do say that he is looking good to start. So I do think Wright, he's going to be the talisman. I do wish Weston McKennie was on here because I think he's going to be the game changer for this USA team. I do think, again, this USA-Iran game is all to play for. Whoever wins this goes through to the knockout stages. We know Iran got off to a slow start against England, a 6-2 loss, and then came back and beat Wales 2-0. USA, 2 draws, 1-1 to Wales, and 0-0 against England. Do I think USA can get over the line here against Iran? I do think so. I actually think USA are slight favorites. This is going to be one goal either way. It's not going to be high scoring. It's going to be very defensive, and it's probably going to come late in the game. Like I said, I think Weston McKennie is the danger man for USA, but I also think Wright's going to get into some good positions, and I would back him to go and get over 0.5 shots on goal in this game. He will have opportunities, and I do think he might even be the goal scorer, but I do think he's going to get over 0.5 shots on goal. Then the last game we're going to look at is England versus Wales. Another weird selection of players here. Obviously, Gareth Bale, we know, is going to start. Looking at the predicted lineups and what Southgate is going to do, I don't think Grealish is starting. I don't think James Maddison is starting. I don't think Mount is going to start. Ramsey, Davies, but again, I don't like these passing stats. So we're going to have to pick someone out of the shots category here. Like I said, Grealish, Maddison, and Mount probably aren't going to start. Grealish might come off the bench. So then maybe look at the under 1.5 shots. I just think England are going to absolutely boss this game. We know that if they win it, they go to the top of the table. Wales need to win it, and Iran need to lose for Wales to go through. So again, all to play for type of game, but I do think England come out of this game with the 3 points and move into the knockout stages quite comfortably. So if Grealish does come off the bench, again, check the lineups before kickoff time. Then I would go for the under 1.5 shots. Grealish doesn't tend to have that many shots for England, not as much as he does for Man City. James Maddison, I just don't know if we're going to see him this World Cup. I think someone's going to have to get injured. As much as I would like to see him on the pitch for England, I think he's had an incredible season for Leicester, and I do think he deserves a spot in the starting 11. Then Mount, he just hasn't been included on any of the predicted lineups. But again, check the lineups beforehand because Mount will get into good positions and probably get over 1.5 shots if he starts. The player I'm actually looking at is Gareth Bale here. Now, I don't think Wales are going to have too many shots. We saw the only goal they've scored this World Cup was that penalty against the USA, which Gareth Bale scored. However, Gareth Bale does average 1 shot on goal per game in the World Cup so far. So we're going to back the stats. I don't think he's going to have too many opportunities against this England side, but it's definitely possible for him to get a shot on goal. Just to recap everything, we've got Dia at over 0.5 shots on goals. We're not doing anything with the Qatar and Netherlands game just because there are no starters on the No House Advantage website. Then in the USA-Iran game, I wish Weston McKennie was here, but we're going to have to go with Wright at over 0.5 shots on goal, and then Gareth Bale with over 0.5 shots on goal. I know we only have 3 today. We normally have 4, but there just weren't better options to choose from. As you can see, if we put $100 in here, our payout would be $500. Guys, as always, make sure you're subscribed to the Odd Shoppers channel because we drop daily predictions, previews, and No House Advantage videos on this channel. Also, make sure to go hit the link in our description or use code STOCHASTIC for your first deposit bonus of up to $50. That's code STOCHASTIC to earn your first deposit bonus of up to $50. As always, I'm your host, Jordan Buhrs, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.